What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Last video we talked about setting up a Shopify store from scratch, the very first basic things that you have to do. So today we're going to start moving into like a day 2 scenario for the case study. I'm going to take you guys through the new store that I started and what I'm going to be doing on my next steps. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to do is get a little homepage inspiration and just kind of understand what the trends are and what the bigger stores are doing that are using Shopify. So just for a little bit of context, I started my new Shopify store that I'm going to be taking on camera and kind of documenting from zero all the way up to my first sale, and I'll keep making videos after that. But basically, Zone of Action, it's going to be a motivational patriotic apparel company, and I'm basically tying that to my roots of serving in the Navy. So to kind of get going, all I have is kind of like the navigation set up and a banner image, which I'll eventually change. I just wanted kind of the vibe going, and then I just have my grid built out kind of how I want it to look. Got my Instagram feed in there, just a general consensus. And then this is going to be the district theme for anybody that's looking to buy a theme or just want some theme advice. I really like the district theme. I think that there are better ones out there, but for me, I've used it in the past, so I'm going to go with it for now. So first thing I'm going to do to get kind of inspiration and see what the bigger sites are doing, I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to type in myip.ms Shopify. So when you do this, you're going to click the very top result. So myip.ms Shopify. I'm going to go to this first page, which is going to look like this. I've already kind of done this so we can move quickly through the video. So you're going to come to the screen like this, myip.ms website. And basically this is just searching for all the stores that are Shopify stores because they use the same IP address. I believe if they're not hosted by Shopify, maybe they won't come up in this list, but I could be wrong about that. But basically it's gonna get all of the Shopify stores and put them in a list of most popular to least popular. And there's like 1,000 pages of results that come up, but we're just gonna focus on the top, 50 to 100 stores. So essentially what you're gonna wanna do is search through these top stores. You can see ColourPop is the most popular Shopify store in the world. You have Fashion Nova, Gymshark, Spigen. So what I'm gonna do is work my way down this list and pick stores that are of somewhat similarity. It doesn't have to be the specific niche. So right now I'm not going to look for another patriotic apparel company, but I'm going to look at, say, Gymshark, because my brand is going to be somewhat fitness and motivator related, and Gymshark has some of those elements in it too. So I'm going to kind of take some inspiration from what they're doing on their website. Another one that was in this list, if you keep scrolling down, was Be Inspired Clothing. So I'm also going to pick them because they're a motivational, I figured they were a motivational apparel company, so I'm going to look at what they're doing and kind of base some of my homepage off of those two websites. So go through this list, try to find things that are most relevant to your store and what basically the same industry. So if you're doing kind of makeup or fashion, you've got your ColourPop and Fashion Nova, you've got Gymshark for fitness, you've got a Yeezy Supply, which I'm assuming is sneakers, you've got the Rip and Dip clothing, so more of like a younger clothing brand, Movement watches for people who are going to start a watch brand or maybe jewelry or accessories. So you get the point. Go through this list. I think the first page has like 50 results, but there's hundreds, there's 1,000 pages of results. So I wouldn't go past maybe the first 5. I'm sure you can find something in there that's relevant because you know that those stores are getting a lot of traffic. They're doing millions in sales, and they're a pretty good store to base what you're going to take some inspiration from. So the first one that I was talking about was Gymshark. So my process, I'm going to go over to the Gymshark website, and basically I'm going to look at what they're doing, what I like about their store, and if there's anything that I can take over to mine. So right off the bat, I'm going to look at their header. So they've got their logo, pretty low-key, minimal theme looking here. They have their men's, women's, and accessories, and then they have their collections, their main collection, so men's, women's, broken down by category pretty easily. You can navigate this pretty easily. They have accessories, gift cards, so pretty basic navigation, easy to use, shop by collection, and then you have your search bar, which is pretty much standard on every store, accounts, and your bag or checkout cart right there. So pretty similar. One thing that I do notice on their store that's different from most is that they have this free shipping banner underneath their navigation, where typically I'll see it at the very top as the first thing. So you have this cookies warning up here, but it's actually pretty that's pretty new. I've never seen it under the navigation as kind of like a header. So free US returns, free shipping when you spend more than 75. So they just have a couple offers there. Another thing that I haven't really seen is a side to side, so where you can kind of scroll through a couple offers. That's pretty cool. Maybe something that I can do on my store. Then you have your typical main banner image with whatever you want to link to, maybe a collection or a specific product, depending on the type of store that you're going to do. And then I think my face is probably blocking like the camera on the bottom right of the screen, but they have a chat, so they have a live chat feature that you can basically put in your name and email and start a chat and talk to somebody over at Gymshark, which is pretty cool. Theirs is powered by live chat, it says, so something to take note of, that they have a live chat feature, which is definitely becoming popular. Consumers are wanting to talk to the brands and get immediate responses, so definitely something to note. And they have their, like I said, their full width banner image. They go into some new releases with some product photos that if you hover over them, they're scrolling. They actually have their sizes showcasing right on the front, so you can see what's available. So as you can see, like small is crossed out here, which means it's not even available. So kind of providing the consumer a little more information right up front, so they know before they even click into it. Scroll down more, they have another big banner, seamless performance. So basically at the top they had the girl across the whole page, and now they have a guy, explore again, so similar to what was going on at the top. And they break it down by shop men's, shop women's. So as we can see here, they're using huge banners, huge high quality photos to basically get their point across, not using a lot of text, not using a lot of specific products. The only specific products we saw were the new releases, so just something to think about. They're advertising a student discount, and then they have their shop Instagram, which is pretty cool. So shop the look, so basically you can click through and shop whatever is in the Instagram photo. And one thing that I noticed that's a little bit different about this shop Instagram is that they have different sizes. So typically what you'll see is what I have on my store right now, which is just the same size squares all the way across. This actually provides a pretty cool look because you have one that's a little bit bigger, makes it set just a little bit different, and I think it looks pretty good. And then let's see, scroll down, and then you just have a pretty general footer. So you've got your contact us, your FAQs, your social medias, sign up for a newsletter, nothing out of the ordinary. So this is just what I would do when I'm trying to get inspiration for my homepage. That's just the first store, and then if we move over to the second, I would basically do the same thing. So now I'm on Be Inspired Clothing. I grabbed from the most popular stores list, and I'm just going to scroll through again, and I'm going to do the same thing that I just did for Gymshark, kind of take a look. So one thing I do notice is that this shop Instagram, whatever app they're using, is they're using it as well. So Gymshark and Be Inspired Clothing are using the same app, which is interesting. So let's just see while we're on shop this look, so you can actually add to cart right from there. So that's pretty cool. So, and then they also have a contact us. Again, my head's probably blocking it with the camera, but they also have a live chat feature, and theirs is powered by a service called Pronto. So right off the bat I can tell that number one, live chat is pretty popular right now. Number two, this shop Instagram is a little bit of a different look than what I've seen in the past, so that could be pretty popular. It could be giving them some good results. That's just a couple of takeaways from looking at these two stores, but I'd probably pick a couple more from the list and keep going down and writing notes down, and some of the takeaways that I want to put on my store, or what I like about it. Maybe they're not features like live chat, maybe you're not going to put that in your store right away, but make note of it that that's something that you want to do right after you launch, or maybe a month down the line, just because that it's popular. Customers are going to expect it, because if they're going to the most popular stores and they're seeing live chat, they're going to come to your store and expect the same thing. So just take notes and try to implement as much of the stuff that you can see onto your own store. Okay guys, so this next tip is pretty quick, but basically if you're going to use a paid theme, there's some pretty cool things that you can do. So for one, for any of the themes, you can try them and you can view the demo. So you can view demo and look at kind of like a mock website of using the theme, or you can actually try it and you can go customize it yourself. I picked the district theme because this is the theme I'm actually using, but if you scroll down, there's a little bit more to it. So they lay out some of the theme features, but you can actually, for the paid themes, all the paid themes have this section where it'll say stores using whatever theme that you're using. So for district, there's 4 themes right here, or there's 4 stores. These are real stores that are using the district theme. You know, maybe they're not super popular, but they're good examples of stores that are using the theme that you can go look through. And one, it gives you good inspiration. You know that anything that you see in the theme, you're going to be able to kind of replicate if there's something that you like about it. And it just gives you an idea of the features and, you know, what you could do for your site. So if you're going to go with a paid theme, I highly recommend that you just scroll down to this section of the paid theme, especially if you're still, you know, between a couple of themes that you want to pick from. And look at what stores are using them and see if, you know, that those are layouts of stores that you like and you can see your own store using. You know, super quick, but I would go through here and just, you know, take a look at the features. And then they also have the reviews. So as you can see, the district theme, 379 reviews, 100% positive. That's pretty awesome. I really like the district theme. I'm not sure if it's the best one, but I haven't used all of the themes, all of the paid ones, but I can definitely say that I do like the district theme. So yeah, so I would just scroll down to this section, look at what stores are using that theme, and then you can get an idea of you know, what you're capable of. Okay guys, so the next thing I'm going to do before I start building out my site is do a little bit more specific competitor research, so I know what some of the websites and the brands are doing that are closest related to what I'm trying to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search on Google just, you know, the main keyword or industry that I'm trying to get into. So for me, patriotic apparel, I'm going to take a look at who's showing up, and I'm going to pick a couple of them and do a really deep dive so I can see, you know, what kind of content they're putting out, what kind of products they're putting out, some of the traffic that they're generating. So when I search patriotic apparel for my products, I see that 9 Line Apparel has the top ad. And I also see that they're in these top 3 results. So what I probably would do is pick through all 3 of these, but I'm going to pick 9 Line Apparel, veteran owner operated apparel company. I'm going to kind of show you what I would do for my process for this. So I'm going to go to their website. I already opened some of these up to go quicker. And then I'm going to do what I did on the other website. So I'm going to look at their navigation, kind of what they're doing on their website. But I'm gonna go a little bit step further for them. So what I'm going to do for them, I'm going to scroll through, but I'm actually going to go check out their social media pages. I'm going to see what they're posting, how many fans they have, you know, how often are they posting, what kind of content are they posting, and then I'm going to go through all of their products and I'm going to add some to my cart, and I'm going to do an abandoned cart so I can see, you know, how are they reaching me, how are they trying to recover their abandoned cart. I'm going to sign up for their email list and their blog, whatever I can do. I'm going to get my email into everything that they're putting out. I'm going to try to basically immerse myself as a customer into their experience so I can see, you know, I know that these guys are doing what I want to do really well, so I'm going to pick up on what they're doing so that I can replicate that in my own business and kind of get pointers and tips from what they're doing correctly. So I'll kind of scroll through, I'll branch off and look at all of their social medias, and then I'll enter my email down here. You know, they have a contact customer service, so I might even go as far as contacting customer service and just asking a couple questions and seeing, you know, how fast they can respond, what service they're using for customer service, if they're using like a live chat, and then I'll just, you know, continue to look through everything on their website, and like I said, sign up for their email list, you know, add a product to the cart, and then abandon it and see if they sent me an abandoned recovery email. And then, you know, if I had the money, I might even, you know, order a product and just see what kind of branding comes in with it. So super important just to, you know, really look at what your competitors are doing. And then another thing I'll do is kind of look at what helps them stand out. So, you know, what's their unique identifier? Is it something in their About Us page in their story? You know, they have this man cave collection where they do flags and other things aside from apparel. So, you know, what's their staple? Why are they unique? You know, they must be doing something differently in order to be standing out and, you know, doing so well and be ranked and have a big following. I know that they have a big following on social media. And then the second thing I'm going to do is take that URL and I'm going to go over to a tool called SEMrush, so semrush.com. And you can just sign up for, like, I think you can get 10 free reports with an email, so you don't really have to do this that often unless you're like a professional marketer where you'll need the service. So I would just sign up for 10 free reports, go ahead and put the URL in, and then you can kind of get an idea of the traffic that they're generating, you know, where the traffic is coming from. So you can see their organic traffic, their paid search, their backlinks. I can see that they have 619 display ads. breakdown by country for where they're ranking for their keywords, some of their top keywords. For organic keywords, competitors. So this is a huge one that I like too, because not only have I found this one competitor, but now I found competitors of them. So this will help me identify other top brands that are in the industry. So just a really great resource. Spend some time on this, just looking through, this just gives you an idea of what kind of business they're doing. And then I'll also do something similar on another tool called SimilarWeb. So it's just the word similarweb.com, and I'll put in their URL again, and I'll go through and see kind of their traffic. So I can see how many visitors they're driving every month, and then their average duration, pages per visit, bounce rate. So I can kind of get a look at some of their analytics. This isn't going to be exact, but it will definitely, for bigger sites that are more popular, when you're looking for your competitors, this stuff's going to be pretty accurate. And then again, breakdown by country. You can kind of see who's referring, so where their referrals are coming from. Search again, so 85% organic. Let's see, yeah, 85% organic, 14% paid. So we compare that to the SEMrush tool. This was, I thought it said it here, but maybe not. But you can just kind of fact check between the two services and tools and just kind of get an idea. And then I believe they also have a competitor page on here too, but just a lot of cool stuff that they break down. Audience interests. I mean, this is another free tool that you don't have to pay for to get like some of these results. So when you're just starting out, just anything is help to know what your competitors are doing, how big is their business, and kind of what they're ranking for in the content that they're putting out. So two great tools. So go through the website, immerse yourself as a customer, and then go to these two tools, SEMrush and SimilarWeb, and kind of get a look at their numbers and some of their analytics, so you have an idea how their business is doing. Okay guys, so this video ended up going a little bit longer than I thought it was going to go. I was going to cover some of the tools that I use for kind of getting the graphics and everything set up for the homepage, so I'm going to save that for another video. But hopefully, the competitor research is going to do you guys some good as far as getting inspiration for how you want your site to look, what the industry trends are, what's the standard for the big guys that are doing it on Shopify, and just making sure that you get the look right. Too many times I see stores that have started and they're launched, and they just don't look professional. They don't look like they're within the standard of what a customer is going to expect. When a customer comes to your store versus a much bigger store, they're going to expect the same thing. So you have to do your best to kind of replicate that bigger business vibe. And that doesn't mean you can't put your own custom spin on it and act like a smaller business, but you have to be able to match up to some of these bigger guys that are doing a really good job, because they've set the expectation across all consumers for e-commerce, and we really need to fall in line with that. So I definitely follow the practice of done is better than perfect, but being done means that it has to still look professional, and you're gonna have to still get a customer to come in and trust your store so that they're gonna be able to convert. So do your competitor research, don't skimp on that. You have your free trial, so before you even probably start your free trial, hopefully you're gonna look at some of the competitors. But even if you start, you have 2 weeks to kind of get into this stuff before you actually have to start paying for a store. So don't rush on it. It's really important that you know what you're getting into before you try and launch, and you kind of mess up your reputation right from the gate. So hopefully this helps, guys. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you're going to be starting your own Shopify store. You can follow along with these videos. I'll have a 14-day free trial link down below. Make sure you stay tuned for the next one. I'm going to keep this case study going all the way up until we get our very first sale. Stay tuned.